This is the sheriff's office. What exactly is going on?
Okay, I drove down here. I'm out riding my motorcycle. I drove down here, make a U-turn, and I stopped I had to pee. And so I stopped, walked over into the bushes and peed. And I looked to my left, and I seen a woman's body.
Okay.
Yeah, she's definitely gone. And yes, it's not good.
On December 11th, 2011, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office in Florida received a 911 call from a man who reported discovering a body on the side of the road. Deputies responded promptly, meeting with the caller, who explained that he had stopped to relieve himself when he noticed what he initially believed to be a dead animal lying in the ditch. Upon closer inspection, he realized it was the naked body of a white female. Deputies investigated the scene and found the woman's body near the tree line. She was nude except for her jeans, which were pulled down around her ankles and had severe facial trauma. Her body was also marked by several distinct tattoos. The victim was later identified as 29-year-old Nicole Rose Scott, a mother of 3. Authorities determined that Nicole had died from strangulation. Witnesses later informed investigators that Nicole had been seen getting into a red car before her death. This led detectives to Benjamin Moulton, identified as the driver of the vehicle. When questioned, Moulton denied knowing Nicole, became agitated, and refused to provide a DNA sample. However, the detectives cleverly obtained a DNA sample from him after offering him a drink during questioning. Despite the successful collection of Moulton's DNA, the results revealed no match between his DNA and the evidence found under Nicole's fingernails. After following numerous leads, the investigation hit a dead end, and the case went cold in 2013. On September 29, 2021, in a surprising turn of events, a man walked into the Manatee County Sheriff's Office around 2:30 in the afternoon, requesting to speak with deputies. This interaction was captured on body cam, making a significant development in the case.
There was a cold case in 2011.
Okay.
Nicole Rose Scott.
Okay.
And it's something that that I'm responsible for. And
you said Nicole Rose Scott? Okay. Go continue. Yeah.
She died.
Right.
And I'm responsible for it.
Okay. How are you responsible?
I killed her.
You did? Okay, how did you do that?
I strangled her.
Okay.
I don't know how to say it other than it's the truth. Wasn't in my right mind at the time, but it's something I regretted for a very long time, and it's been weighing on my mind, and I know it's the right thing to do. My conscience has really been bothering me, and it's something that I know that needs to be resolved, and I want to make sure that you guys know the truth.
Okay. Alright, so you want to put the cup down for me?
Sure.
Okay. Just sit on the ground.
Sure.
Alright. Can you walk inside with me real quick?
Sure.
Hey, Austin. Turn around, put your hands behind your back for me real quick.
After Benjamin made his confession, detectives were immediately called in for a formal interview. He was escorted into an interrogation room, where the full details of his involvement in the murder were documented.
How are you?
Okay.
Detective Davis.
Benjamin Moulton.
Sergeant Lee.
Benjamin Moulton.
So you came here today, is what I was told. Okay. Before we do anything, I'm gonna read you your rights, okay?
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney, have him or her present with you before and during question. You cannot afford to hire an attorney. One will be appointed to represent you at no cost to you before and during question if you wish. You can decide any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. You understand these rights I've explained to you.
Yes.
Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now?
Sure.
Okay. So, you came in today. What's on your mind?
I wanted to clear up a cold case from 2011.
Okay.
Something that's been on my mind, and I wanted to clear it up because it's unresolved, but it's haunted me and bothered me, and I feel like it's the right thing to do.
Okay. So, tell us about it.
Her name is Nicole Rose Scott. She was a prostitute. I didn't know her. I met her at a very bad time in my life, and I was using steroids and other drugs at the time. I wasn't in my right mind, but I remember the incident. I picked her up and I strangled her, and she died. I didn't know what to do, so I left. Where does it occur? It was on I think I picked her up on US 41. US 41. And I ended up driving with her in my car after I strangled her to University Parkway, and I was kind of scared. I didn't know what to do, and I remember, I think, throwing her bag out of the car, her purse out of the car, and I pulled over into a lot area, like an empty lot, and I took her out of the car, and I threw her into a ditch.
Do you remember where you strangled her at?
was in, I think it was in Sarasota, or it could have been Bradenton, where I picked her up at. I think I picked her up in Bradenton area. 141.
You want in here?
No, I'm good. I'll get that.
Got it.
So let me ask you something. Was there an argument that took place? Anything that happened that caused this?
No. She didn't know me. I didn't know her. It was, I just happened to pick her up. I was really out of my mind. I wasn't crazy. I was just, wasn't thinking right. I wasn't using good judgment. There was no argument.
Was there an agreement that night for sex?
When I left the house, that's what I was thinking, and it just it escalated to something else.
Like,
Me choking her.
how did you choke her?
My hands. It's really hard to talk about. I know you need the details.
What you can remember of it?
I remember her face vividly. It's it's just I can't take it back, but I can do what's right and tell you guys what happened, and then I mean there's no defense for it. Really, it's what it is. I did it.
You've been holding this a long time, haven't you?
Since 2001. And it's
You tell it's eating you alive.
it is. It's it was hard to come here. You know, it was very difficult. It was, but I knew that it was. Just thought about it, and I said to myself, you know, I have a son. He's 23, and he, if something like that happened to him, and I, you know, if things were reversed, I would be devastated, not ever knowing, you know, and I'm very ashamed to even talk about it. It sounds so unreal and surreal, you know, like to actually talk about it. But it's the truth. I did this, and
I know you say you were dealing with a tough time in your life at the time, dealing with steroids. Was that also something at home you was dealing with as well? Dealing with a tough family home?
No. It was I got a divorce. I mean, my second divorce, and my father was arrested, and he was put in jail in 2007 for a lot of things you guys know about him. Moulton. My father, he was arrested by the Manatee County Sheriff's Department in 2007, 2008, I think. And it just really shocked me. And I'm not blaming my father. I'm just saying that what led up to this is just drug use, using steroids, trying to fill a void. It's just a mess. And we crossed paths, and I killed her.
You didn't know her prior to this? Never picked her up before?
No.
You know, I'm gonna say this. For you to come in here and do what you did, you have a conscience and you have a soul. It takes a lot for somebody to come in and admit something that's wrong. And I can tell it's been eating at you. It's like the weight of the world is like sitting on your shoulders right now.
Well, it's a pretty bad thing I did, you know, and I tried to put it behind me. I tried to put it way down and forget about it, move on, and I always knew in the back of my mind that it was something that had to be made right. I just didn't know. You know, one of the things that I came to learn, I came to learn about. I was in jail, and I came to learn about Jehovah.
Okay.
And I became a Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
They don't know anything about this. I kept this to myself. Even though I'm sorry, and I know that Jehovah forgives. Jehovah forgives. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it. It doesn't make it right.
So it says he's just and able to forgive, right?
Huh?
He's just and able to forgive.
Yes. Yeah. But it doesn't make it
right.
It doesn't make it right. I'm scared to death. Honestly, it'll probably hit me a few days from now. I don't know. You know what I mean? Just trying to be real. You know, this is something that needs to be made right, and I want to make it right. Just let me give you all the information. I'm not going to lawyer up. I'm not going to play games. Okay.
That's why I said it took a lot of courage to come do what you did.
Well, one thing I desire Jehovah's approval. And I desire a clean conscience, and I don't have one. You know, because this haunts me, and I need to get it behind me. So I know life for a life is what's, you know, I couldn't imagine if somebody had done this to my daughter. Personally, I would want to have my hands on them. I mean, I don't have a daughter, but I'd kill them, you know, if they touched my daughter and did what I did. So
Have you been praying about this?
Huh?
Have you been praying about this?
Yeah, I've prayed about it before, and it's something that I prayed about today, I prayed about it yesterday, I prayed about it, and the only thing I can come up, I can't resolve it in my head to anything other than just to make it right, and then move. Whatever happens. I can't. it's not up. I already know that I forfeited my right to be in society after I did that. It's just a matter of that is not right. Just because it's unresolved doesn't make it right. I can't be a hypocrite. I was trying to be. I didn't know I was trying to be, but I was.
I know we're just here listening to you, but we want to give you the chance to talk. I mean, we have 100 questions, but I'm just trying to give you a chance to talk right now and get everything off your chest. Like he said, I'm looking at, he said it. You're almost letting the weight of the world off your chest right now. And it took a lot of courage to come in here.
It did. It took a lot. It took a lot. Something that's been weighing on me for a while, and
You have to take a deep breath now. I mean, we're going to want to ask questions to you about this.
I understand. And I'm going to be 100% real with my answers. I'm not suicidal. I mean, I could have done that on the way in here, but I'm not.
Well, you're here sitting here talking with us. As long as we get you a smile, we feel better.
Well, it
It
does feel better.
I want to
tell
take you
the
back a
truth.
little bit.
Yeah.
You want?
Go ahead.
Take you back to you picked her up that night. Do you remember where you picked her up?
It was 41. It was either 30. Which one's further? Is it 301 or 41 by the ocean?
It's 41.
41. Okay, so
You got to be talking about like Manatee or Sarasota. Like,
yeah, headed towards past Fruitville, headed towards Bradenton. I don't know if I was in Bradenton or not.
41. Yeah, okay.
Sarasota 41.
Okay. You
Yeah.
picked her up there.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys go from there?
We went into a spot that's like it's like a dark parking lot, and I don't remember what it's called. I don't even know if I would recognize it. I don't know what it's called.
It's a parking lot, huh?
Yeah, it was like a parking lot for some building. It's like I don't.
And when you got to the parking lot, what happened there?
When we got there, I think we talked a little bit, and I just snapped.
So no intercourse there, nothing.
No, I didn't have sex with her at all.
You just snapped. Did Nicole fight back?
She I was strong. I was much stronger than her, and I was kind of in a rage, like angry, and
You think you strangled her and killed her in that parking lot?
I think I did, yeah.
Why do you think you did?
Because I drove off and she was in my passenger seat, and she was slumped over, so I don't know if it was a tie or a belt or something, but I used it to make her sit up next to me. I don't even know why. I drove to I drove down 41 to the University Parkway, and I took a right. They were by Sarasota Brighton Airport, and I drove down, and I remember being scared and not knowing what to do and wanting to just undo what I did, and I couldn't undo what I did. So I pulled into the lot. I think initially my thoughts were to have sex with her, but I didn't.
Why not?
Because she was dead.
During that drive, was she making any noises? So tell me about this place where you dropped her off.
It was a lot that was it was on University Parkway, right where the I think where the UTC Town Center, the mall sits now. I think it was in that area, University and University. I'm trying to picture
How'd you pick that area?
I just drove, and it was dark, and it was woodsy, and I didn't pick it necessarily. I didn't have a predestination.
Okay.
You know, it was just an area that I found myself in, and
So you find yourself there.
yeah, I know. I see myself driving down the road, and I know that I can't drive around with her in the car, and this is, it's so crazy to hear myself say this. Just another person, it's just like,
How long did you think you drove around?
I don't know. It wasn't very long. It was maybe 5 minutes. And I never thought I would do anything like that in my life.
Let's get to the ditch where you put her in the ditch. Tell me what happened when you put her in the ditch.
I was just trying to hide what I did. I'm kind of just freaking out, like, oh shit, what have I done? What do I do? Get rid of it, Just being real honest with you, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. You used a belt to hold her up. What'd the belt?
Huh?
How'd you hold her up with the belt?
I think it was a tie or a belt, I'm not sure. And I tied it around her neck and put her in the seat and tied it. I don't even know why I did that.
Did you leave anything behind in that ditch?
Except for her.
Did Nicole have anything on her? Any weapons on her? Anything to protect herself with? She didn't try to protect herself at all?
No, she didn't.
She didn't even get a chance. So after you jump her, where do you go after that?
I left and I went to my mom's house and I went to bed.
Do you remember what she was wearing that night?
I honestly don't remember. And it was very,
What vehicle were you driving back then?
it was a red 2003 Hyundai Elantra.
I gotta take you back here. Did you normally pick up prostitutes? Is that something you did regularly, or just at the
Not
first
regularly. I mean, I did. It's not something that I had started. I had started doing it. And I'd say for about this was for about 2 or 3 months maybe. I was kind of it was something I was going through in my mind, something that I wanted to do, and I had picked up a few other girls, but in fact, I was charged with in Sarasota for picking up a prostitute, and I spent. Actually, the charges were dropped, but
This after or before?
this was after. Yeah, I was in jail, and I spent some time in jail for something else, and it was the charge that I had on that girl. I mean, what she said was true, but she talked to somebody in in jail, and she told them that she tried to cut me with a razor blade, and um, uh, so the charges got dropped.
In the Sarasota case?
Yeah, and
Is that the same thing? You strangled her or attempted to
I
strangle her?
did strangle her. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay. This happen anymore?
There was one other girl that it was in Tampa, and I did not. I just kicked her out of the car, you know. That was it. I mean, that's a lot, but I mean, that's.
Go ahead. Do you remember detectives talking to you back then around this time?
around this time.
About the time of this.
Oh, what's this?
2011.
Oh,
Did any detectives ever approach you with this case?
yes. There was a detective that came to my mom's house where I was staying and asked me to show me a picture, and I denied knowing her or anything about it.
I know you said you were driving a red car. I'm sure you don't have that car anymore, correct?
No, it was picked up, and no, I do not have it anymore. It was picked up by the Sarasota County. They searched it, and when I got it back after I got out of jail, the passenger seat was gone. So, I don't have it. I gave it to a girlfriend who I think sold it.
Just trying to think. When you left her, do you remember how you left her dressed?
She was, I think she was, I think I took her clothes off of her, or something halfway off, not all the way, and that's how I left her dressed.
Why'd you take her clothes off?
Because I was gonna have sex with her.
At that time, you decided not to.
Right.
I know you feeling like, whoa.
Piece of shit.
Took a whole lot for you to come in here and talk about that.
It's the truth, though, and I appreciate that. I don't deserve.
Let me say something to you. You have mountaintops, you have valleys. Okay? And everybody has a mountaintop, and everybody eventually gonna go into the valley. Everybody. Ain't nobody exempt from a valley experience. Nobody. So it's my thing now. If you're in the valley and I'm on the mountaintop, I gotta come off the mountaintop and go into the valley with you. That's what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna come down and be with you in your valley experience. Because everybody ain't gonna stay on the mountaintop. Nobody is gonna ever stay on the mountaintop, always. Never, ever. So I don't feel no better than you. I don't feel none of that. My thing now is to come down here, meet you where you at. You're in the valley. Let's go through the valley together.
That's it. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of having to have done this to another human, and I try to put it away, but it never really fit. It never really worked, and I don't know. I know it's not going to be, I don't know what to expect, honestly. I can't be anything good, but I mean, what can you expect when you do something like that? Like, even if you don't want to do it, or even if you don't, it doesn't matter. If you do it, you do it. You know, you got to deal with it.
You left the house that night. You knew you were going to pick up a prostitute. Did you know you were going to kill her?
No, I didn't.
What was your goal? What was your plan that night?
It wasn't solid. I wasn't 100% sure.
When you say that, elaborate. Tell me what you mean by that.
I knew that how I was feeling at the time was.
How was that?
I was taking the steroids. I was feeling rage. I was feeling hormones, horny, you know, and I was out of control.
How long have you been taking steroids?
Oh, I took them for a short period of time. Like, I don't even know how long it was. I think maybe 6 months.
6 months.
In this rage, when this happened, did you try to kill her? You're strangling her. You know you're strangling her. Do you remember this rage? Were you trying to kill her?
I honestly don't. I don't know what I was expected to do. You know, like I
So,
I don't know what my expectation was. You know what I mean? Like I know that I was raged up. I was riled. I was mad. I was a lot of things.
Think you took it out on her?
No, I did.
so I know you said you snapped, right? So, I'm you, okay? Were you talking to her? Y'all were talking?
Yeah, she was next to me in the car. I was talking to her, and then she had no idea. I mean, like they say, you never know who you're gonna pick up. It's like exactly, or like you shouldn't get in the car with just anybody because you never know who you're gonna, you know, right? Like you should never do that because I was a maniac. You know, I guess I am a maniac. I don't know. I was a maniac. I am a maniac. You know, a lot of things have changed between now and then, right? In my life personally. But I mean, I could never do that now. But
Did you? What we're trying to get? Did you?
So, if I'm you,
Did you grab her, fight with her, argue with her?
I just, it was a surprise. She did, yeah.
So you're talking, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
like this?
Yeah.
Both hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what was she doing? She trying to get?
She was trying to get away. She was hitting me and started to tell me to stop, but I was squeezing her so tight. I it happened. And time went by and then I just felt her go limp or stop biting.
So this is inside the car. She's in the passenger seat. You're in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
No blows were thrown. No punches. Just strangled her.
Right.
How long did it take?
I don't know. I have no idea. I had no concept of time. I remember just. I remember just turning over and attacking her. And
So you attacked and strangled her before any negotiations for sex was even talked about?
We were talking at the time, and then um, um, we were talking, and then um, I think she asked me if I think I was looking down or something. And I was looking in my wallet or something, and she asked me what was wrong. What was wrong? And um, uh, I just I just snapped.
So this wasn't about a fight. This wasn't about price. This was just a rage you got into. You didn't know this woman. You learned anything about her since then? What have you learned about her?
She had a child. That she was single mother. I don't know. I looked her up. I was scared to look into it deeply because I didn't want to draw attention to myself. I knew what I had done, and I was scared. I didn't want to go to jail forever, or worse, at the time. And I was. I tried to just look past it, and I tried to deceive myself. I did deceive myself into thinking that I could just look past it and act like I didn't know anything about it, like I didn't do it. And
So you seen the newspaper articles that came out about her?
I don't know if I did or not. Honestly, I was in Sarasota, and I remember seeing it on the news.
Okay.
And I was really scared. When I saw it, I remember the deputy, or the guy that was talking. I don't know if he's with them anymore. Yeah, yeah, that was him. Yeah, I remember they were talking about it, and my gut just, my stomach was just turning. And all I could think of it every time I saw it, anything about it, I just tried to dismiss it and move on. Try not to think about it. Just turn the channel, turn the page. That's what I did in my head.
You've been dealing with this for almost 10 years. That's a real battle, you know that? That's a real battle in the mind. That's a real battle in the heart. That's a real battle in the spirit. For 10 years. That's a long time to hold on to something. But I've learned people hold on to stuff even longer. But you know what? I found out the biggest thing in life is learning to let go. The longer you hold on to stuff, the more it builds up and builds until you implode. And learning to let go is what releases you from anxiety, stress, pressures, all these things that bog you down in life. And when you feel good about yourself and be able to, just what you're doing right now, it's like a relief valve been turned off. I can let this weight off. Because it looks like you want to implode and hold on as long as you did.
I know it's supposed to feel good, but I don't feel really good right now. You know, I don't.
Because you understand what you did was wrong. You understand there's a life that has been taken.
I'm just trying to deal with it psychologically, and I don't know how to deal with it because it's not something I prepared myself to deal with. I don't know how to prepare
I
myself.
don't think anybody prepared yourself to deal with that.
Nobody.
I mean,
Honestly, don't even know how to talk about it. You know, like I know that I need to tell the truth, and deal with it as it comes. You know.
I think it's been bothering you a long time, and you got to the point today and said, today is the day I got to release this. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been holding this far too long. It's time to get this off.
Yeah, it's
who have you told about this? How about, does anybody know you're down here today?
Nobody knows why I'm here. I called an Uber. I was at my mom's house. I called an Uber and I had him bring me here. I told my son and my mother that there's something that I had to take care of that was part of my past, and I don't know if they fully grasp what I'm talking about or not. They know I've been in trouble. They've seen, you know, but I don't think they understand why I'm here.
Did you tell them?
No.
Then they're not going to understand.
No, this isn't something that I didn't want to put this on anybody else, you know, like it wasn't not appropriate to do.
But you know they're going to have questions.
Yeah, but that's not, this isn't something that I would want to share with my son or my mother. They asked me, you know, what's going on, what's going on. I told my son that I'll figure it out. That's what I told him. I mean, what do you say? What do you tell your son? You know, like what do you?
You know, you just not you want us to tell you the magical words. There's no magical words.
I know. I know. So
you just tell the truth.
That's what I told him. I said I hugged him. I said I love you. I'm sorry. And he kept wanting to know. And but I haven't shared it with anybody except for you guys.
I do want to ask you about an article we found on the scene. And it was a knife under her body. Did you bring a knife with you that night?
No.
You think she had one with her? You remember undressing her?
No, it was quick. Everything happened really fast.
What time was this?
Probably 12:30, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm not sure. I really
It was late.
Yeah.
Any lights in the area?
No, that's why I chose to go there, because I thought I could just I thought I could undo what I had done, or at least hide it.
Nobody's looking at you like you some monster. I'm not looking at you like that. So,
Well, I mean, I was, for sure, you know. I looking at myself, I know, like, right.
we've all done bad things in life. Everybody. There's nobody immune from doing anything wrong. Okay? Because I think what happens is we focus on what we did, not knowing that everybody's done something. There's nobody's perfect. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. We all make mistakes. My mom always is the favorite saying she had. We can make our choices, we can't choose our consequences. I mean, it kind of makes sense. And I fully grasp that now. I
That
mean,
does make sense.
yeah, I did this, but I won't be able to choose what will happen to me.
Right.
Even though I did this,
Yeah.
we don't necessarily get to choose what's going to happen to us.
Right.
So when I that was a life lesson back then, and it still sticks to today.
Yeah.
But nobody's saying that we've all fallen short in life. Everybody has. But it takes a big man, a strong, to do what you did today. It does. It takes somebody that's willing to bring some closure for her family, her friends, her children.
Her child.
Yes.
It's the right thing. So I know it's the right thing to do, and I know I've been a suspect. I know that, at least I feel like I have been a suspect. I don't know for sure if I have been. I feel guilty, because I am, but
You see, you would stand at your mom's house? Where's your mom live at?
it's a small assisted living facility, and kind of like a group home assisted living facility. And she stays there. I stay with her, and we both kind of care for people. She's been doing it for like 30 years.
Where did those detectives a long time ago come talk to you? Was it
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your son is here as well?
He's not here.
Do you feel there's anything else you're missing? You were there that night.
I can't think of anything that's relevant or anything important or anything.
You say you were looking in your wallet. Were you looking for money? Did you have money?
I thought I had money.
Did you not have any money that night?
I had money. I had money in my wallet. I don't know how much I had.
Was it enough to pay what she was asking for?
I'm pretty sure I did, because I had money. I didn't have thousands of dollars, but I had hundreds. So.
Was your discussion with her about what you wanted, or about?
We were talking. We were talking, and we were talking, and I don't remember exactly. I just remember snapping. I remember snapping at her and getting.
And then you said, was it about the price?
No, it wasn't even. It was just my head. I just snapped it. I didn't realize it at the time how dangerous the mixture of the chemical mixture was of the steroids and how they affected the way I thought. And
Steroids? What kind of steroids were you taking?
I went to a doctor off of Honor Avenue on the left-hand side before you reach um, Fruitville Road, and it was a little doctor office that was in among some like residential, like older residential housing.
Okay.
And it was a small little office, and he was like a diet doctor, and I met him. And I told him that I was having problems, and that I needed. I had some other friends that were using steroids, and they were kind of showing off a little bit, and
Muscles?
yeah,
Okay.
and so I wanted to get bigger, and I asked him, and he sold it to me. He sold it. He sold me the steroids, and I don't know what kind they were. I don't know much about them. Honestly, I don't have a lot of knowledge about them. I
You have to
started.
give them to yourself?
Yeah.
In shots?
Yeah.
Where you use that in your butt.
In your butt, legs,
The top of my butt. Yeah.
It absorbs in the buttocks and muscle.
So you were on those steroids for, you think, 6 months? Are you telling me? Or?
That's 6 months. You have any side effects from
I
it? I mean, other than you raised, but I mean, I've heard kidney failure sometimes.
I haven't had any other than
Organ
what I'm-
failure, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acting real bad.
I heard. No, I haven't. I heard about your organs can grow enlarge. I heard about that stuff. I learned more about it after I took it, but I haven't had any trouble that I know of. I mean, but I'm still young. I'm only 44.
How old are you?
43. I was born in 78, so.
You need some water.
Sure. If you don't.
You mind?
That's water.
I'm back and can talk to you some. Sorry about that. You good? You good?
I'm okay.
A couple things when we'll be done. Where were you working back then? What kind of work were you doing?
Accounting work for
You were an accountant?
counting. I have just a 2-year associate's degree from Kaiser University.
Okay. Who were you working for?
I'm trying to remember if I don't think I was working at all. I could have been working for my mother doing bookkeeping.
I was going to ask you if you did it for your mom.
Yeah, I do. But I was working at Brown and Brown Insurance. But I think I was I was working for my mom.
Do you remember your cell phone back then? Leading up to that incident that night. Tell me, can you walk me through the day prior to picking her up? You remember what you did that day?
I remember having a bonfire with my son and his girlfriend in the field, and having maybe a few drinks.
How old was your son then?
He was 17, maybe 16, 17.
Okay. Had a few drinks. Did you take steroids that day?
Yeah.
So steroids on top of alcohol?
Yeah, I'd been taking them. I was trying to remember what day it was. Or anything in particular about the day other than just being.
You remember the bonfire?
Yeah, I remember the bonfire. I remember hanging out. And
You probably never forget that day.
well, I have kind of shoved it down deep inside, but I don't remember some details about it, but I do remember being in the field, having a bonfire, having a few drinks, and then I remember leaving, and I remember I knew I wanted to meet somebody when I left. You know, I don't remember a lot of details. I do remember vague blocks of memory. There's some stuff I just don't remember.
So from there, you pretty much drove over there to find the prostitute or find someone. You pick her up. Can you get any better on where you drove to, where you strangled her at in the car? Where this was? Where this parking lot was?
It was on 41, and it was on the right-hand side.
Was it business there? Was it business closed? Is it a junk building?
It was like a parking lot.
Parking lot.
And it was dark parking lot. It was a business, may have been a fast food joint.
Open for business? I mean, were they closed for the night, or were they just
I think
down?
I think it was closed. I think it was late.
Oh, so it was closed, not closed down, just closed for the night.
Yeah.
Close to the airport?
It was close to the it was close. It was going towards the airport, before the airport.
So you go northbound on 41.
Yeah.
Northbound. Okay, so take you to the parking lot, because we're going back to this. You snap. You're strangling her. You're on steroids, alcohol. You know what you're doing is wrong?
I knew it wasn't right. Yeah, I mean, it was. I knew what I was doing was wrong.
You know what you did. Why did you dump her purse in the ditch with her?
What?
When you dumped her body in the ditch, why'd you throw her purse out?
I threw it out of the car.
Out of the car?
Because it was afterwards. I got in the car and I realized it was with me.
Oh, you went out.
And I threw
So
it
you
out.
put her in the ditch, you take clothes off.
No, I got her out of the car, and it was like, I didn't take her clothes off her. They were kind of halfway off, And I pushed her to the ditch, and
Did you have to drag her to the ditch, or did you push her there?
I drove my car into like a wooded area. It's kind of like a dirt drive, and it was just like a break in the woods right there. So I turned into it. I think I did a U-turn. I turned into it, and it just was right. I don't even know where I really was. I remember it was just a field, and I could hardly see what was around me.
So you're in this field. You take her, you drag her to the ditch.
I threw her to the ditch, and I got in the car, and I left.
Who went first?
It was in. I looked her, and it was in my car, and so as I was driving, I took it and threw it out.
So they went right. She was still. I remember you told us when you got in there, you had strapped her in. So you had to untie her, pick her up, and carry her over there.
No, I kind of. Yeah, well, it was kind of. It wasn't really a tie. It was like it was a. I don't know why I wanted. I wanted. I don't know. She was next to me, and I propped her up, and I used it to prop her up, and I went around, opened the door, and I got her out, and then and her clothes were coming off, and I started to take them off, and I realized what I didn't realize what I was doing. I kind of knew what I was doing, but it hit me like, what the hell are you doing? You know, like, this is really freaking strange, weird. This is stupid. What you're doing. And so I stopped, and I wanted to just get away. And so I threw her in the ditch, and then I left.
Did you, when you got knocked out of her, did you pull her by the legs, or did you carry her? How did you get out of the car?
Well, it was right. It was like right where I pulled off. It was right. It was right there. Like right when you get out. I didn't have to pull her anywhere.
Okay.
I didn't have to drag her or anything like that. And right when I got her out, I remember I don't think it was very far.
Do you remember how she landed in the ditch?
No. I remember just pushing her, and I didn't really look.
You got in the car and saw her purse still there? You drew that out when you were driving? You got rid of that quite quick?
Yeah.
Why'd you get rid of that?
I mean, it was in my car. I was scared. I was nervous. I didn't know what to do. I knew I just done something that you can't undo, and I was just reacting, trying to get rid of it. You know, trying to get rid of what I had done and anything that
Associated with it. So you realized what you did was wrong.
And you just drove right to your mom's house. Is that what you told us? Where'd you drive from there?
I honestly believe I went from there to my mom's house. Yes.
You ever been back to that area since then?
Once in the interrogation room, Benjamin Moulton gave a full and shocking confession. He admitted to killing Nicole Rose Scott in a fit of rage in December 2011, providing investigators with details that had never been made public. Moulton explained that years of guilt and remorse led him to find Jehovah, and he could no longer bear the burden of his actions. He was charged with first-degree murder and later sentenced to 20 years in prison. Nearly a decade after Nicole's tragic death, Moulton's confession finally brings closure to the case and offers the beginning of healing for her family. Nicole Rose Scott, a 29-year-old mother of 3, was taken far too soon, but her memory lives on with those who loved her and continue to fight for justice in her name.